Your Highness, what should we do now? Should we inform the Pantheon gods about Dustin's whereabouts? Wanchong asked gravely. The Pantheon gods were not to be trifled with, but neither was Dustin, who had the West Leucosian royal family as his backing. If they told Zeus about Dustin's location and something happened to him, the West Leucosian royal family definitely wouldn't let it slide. That bastard Julius really left me in a difficult position. Second Prince's expression darkened terrifyingly. Now he fully understood why Julius wanted to shift the blame. On one hand, he couldn't deal with this massive problem himself, and on the other, he was trying to use Zeus to wear down Second Prince's forces. A perfect move, killing two birds with one stone. Though furious, Second Prince had no way to escape this situation. Either he offended the Pantheon gods, or he offended Dustin. But after thinking it through, Second Prince realized this whole matter started because of Dustin. The conflict between Dustin and the Pantheon gods had nothing to do with him. Even if both sides ended up destroying each other, it shouldn't involve him. He could justify his actions as self-preservation, both emotionally and logically. With this in mind, Second Prince made his decision without hesitation. Go inside and tell Zeus Dustin's location, truthfully. Tell him to get lost immediately. Second Prince growled. Yes. Wanchong didn't dare delay and hurried inside the manor. Even if it was humiliating, for the greater good and for his prince, he had to swallow it. Let's hope nothing unexpected happens. Second Prince frowned, anxiety weighing on his chest. The reason he sent Wanchong to deliver the information was to give himself a way out. If Zeus ended up killing Dustin and the West Leucosian royal family came seeking revenge, he could push the blame onto Wanchong. It might not fully convince them, but at least it would protect his image. A short while later, Wanchong returned, his face extremely grim. How did it go? Did Zeus believe you? Second Prince asked. He believed it, halfway. Wanchong replied truthfully. Zeus said he will personally go to Sunset Mountain. If he finds out we lied, he'll mobilize the full might of the Pantheon gods, level the entire estate, and make you pay a heavy price. Let me confirm once more. Was the information you gathered accurate? Second Prince questioned sternly. 100%. Absolutely no mistake. Wanchong nodded firmly. Then there's nothing to worry about. Let them fight it out. Life or death has nothing to do with us. Second Prince breathed a sigh of relief. At this point, this was the best possible outcome. If more problems arose, they'd deal with them one step at a time. Master, open a path in the formation and let the Pantheon gods out. Second Prince called out to the sky. Understood. The tall, thin elder made no comment. With a single hand seal, he opened a gap at the top of the Five Elements Blood Fiend formation. As soon as the opening appeared, two figures shot out and vanished into the sky in the blink of an eye. Meanwhile, inside Sunset Mountain, within a naturally formed cave, Dustin sat cross-legged, hovering in midair. Floating around him were 5 glowing orbs, each radiating an unusual aura. Inside the orbs swam dragon-shaped streams of energy that constantly released refined spiritual power, which flowed steadily into Dustin's body. Following the technique taught by Princess Margaret, Dustin began slowly absorbing the dragon source energy. However, the process was extremely slow. Even with Dustin's extraordinary talent, he couldn't absorb all 5 strands of dragon source energy in a short time. Princess Margaret didn't disturb him. She sat quietly nearby, silently guarding him. This natural cave had one major advantage. It completely shielded spiritual presence, making it nearly impossible to detect anyone inside. In other words, no matter what happened in the cave, the outside world would have no idea. That was one of the reasons Princess Margaret had chosen this location for Dustin to absorb the dragon source energy. Just in case, she had also arranged several defensive formations across Sunset Mountain. Even an ultimate Grandmaster would struggle to break through them quickly. Before Dustin started cultivating, Princess Margaret had used the secret divination method of the Imperial Observatory to perform a reading. It revealed a mix of fortune and misfortune, blessing and danger. If successful, Dustin would soar like a dragon into the skies, unstoppable. But if he failed, it would mean total annihilation. Still, at this point, either of them had a choice. Crisis loomed. In turbulent times, bold actions were necessary. Hesitation would only waste precious opportunities. Buzz! Suddenly, Princess Margaret's waist token flashed twice. It was a warning signal from her subordinates, an external alert. A flashing token meant enemies were approaching. Glancing at Dustin, who floated peacefully in midair, she didn't disturb him. Instead, she walked over to a smooth jade stone and thrust herself forward. Strangely, the moment her body touched the jade, it transformed into a misty portal and swallowed her whole. The next second, Princess Margaret had teleported from the cave to the top of Sunset Mountain. "Your Highness! Something terrible has happened! A powerful enemy has forcibly breached the mountain gate."
And just can't accept it. This can't be the end yet. You promised to never leave, and now you're gone. Can't believe I can feel the world slipping away as you slowly fade from my everyday. You promised forever, a love without end, but now I'm left broken, struggling to mend. I thought we were so tied, destined for a lifetime, love with no end, love with no end. Stay